What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Rage C podcast. This is your host, Cristopher Zamora. Welcome to the show. So today, guys, I want to speak to you about Tyson Fury. Yep, Tyson Fury is supposedly retired now. There's been multiple videos of him saying that he was going to retire for the past couple of years. Like, I found a whole compilation of him on Twitter. It was recommended to me because he did announce that he was going to retire about last week or so, around Friday or Saturday. But anyways, Tyson Fury supposedly has retired, and I don't know. I don't believe it, man. I doubt it. He actually is going to retire because he has one major fight that is going for him. One major fight, and I think he wants to fight him, and it is against Anthony Joshua. That's the fight that everybody's looking forward to the most. Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. Both of these guys, they're from the UK, and whoever wins gets bragging rights, you know? This is the fight that people have been waiting for the longest. Ever since he has fought Deontay Wilder, that people has been speculating that maybe he was going to fight Anthony Joshua, maybe sometime in the near future, but he hasn't. This guy hasn't fought Anthony Joshua yet, and he just recently fought against Usyk, and he did lose to him twice, which did suck because I was going for him, in both fights, for him to win against Usyk, but no, he didn't get the job done. Both fights, they were very close to me, but I think the second one, around round 11 or so, I feel like that's when I got to see Usyk, just getting the better shots at Tyson Fury, and I think that's why he won the fight. I think the first one could have been a draw, but no, they gave it to Usyk as well. But yeah, Tyson Fury, I don't know, man. This guy is very tricky. I don't think he's going to retire just yet. He has at least one or two more fights in him, and then that's when he is going to really retire. There was a whole compilation of him, like a minute and 40 seconds of him actually saying that he was going to retire, which is insane. And I counted how many times he actually said that he was going to retire. He said it 10 times, dude. That's so crazy. I doubt he's gonna retire. Not yet, man. I don't think he's not going to retire. Some other boxing news that I found out today, barely today, is that Ryan Garcia is going to fight Isaac Cruz, the guy who went up against Gervonta Davis, who gave him a good fight, and they went the distance for that fight. Isaac Cruz, he's one hell of a fighter. He never goes back. He always goes forward and tries to get the KO on his opponent. The last fight he had, it was a very competitive fight, but it seemed like the other guy that he was fighting, forget his name. I just know his nickname, and his name is Ryo. He was going up against this guy. I knew it was kind of going to be a hard fight for him, but Ryo was just getting the better shots at him. He was being more calculated, and I think that's why Ryo won that fight. Now, Ryan Garcia has said in interviews that he is going to fight Isaac Cruz, and this time it is going to happen. That's going to be his comeback fight around May or so, and it's going to be in New York City. That's going to be a one hell of a fight, man. I cannot actually wait to actually see it. For that fight, it's kind of hard, man. It's kind of hard to predict who's going to win. I would say that maybe Ryan Garcia might actually take it. He might actually get a KO early because, like I said, Isaac Cruz, he moves very fast. He always goes forward, and I think maybe Ryan Garcia could actually get a good left hook on him, and I think that's why Ryan Garcia might win this fight. He might win it by KO or something. I feel like somebody's gonna get KO'd. they're definitely not gonna go the distance. But I will be surprised though. I will be surprised if they do go the distance, but I highly doubt it. But the first thing that Isaac Cruz needs to do is that he needs to win against the guy that he's going up against in February. If he loses, man, if he loses that fight, then in that interview that I saw with Ryan Garcia in Fight Hub TV, he did mention that if he does loses, then they are going to find another replacement to fight him. So yeah, this is his chance, man. This is his chance to actually go up against one of the big guys of boxing, Isaac Cruz. Hopefully, he actually defeats this guy that he's gonna go up against on February, and then we will see them fight on Madison Square. We're actually going to see them fight, hopefully. Yeah, I am excited though. That's gonna be a one hell of a fight. And then, like, right after, if he beats Isaac Cruz, then Ryan Garcia's goal is to actually go up against Devin Haney. Yep, these two has been going on and on for like the whole year, ever since Ryan Garcia has been suspended for a whole year. That whole year is almost up. And hopefully, man, hopefully Ryan Garcia does take the Isaac Cruz fight very seriously, because it's going to be maybe a difficult fight for him. He has been up for almost a whole year already. Like I mentioned to y'all before last year, if Ryan Garcia didn't take like his 1 year off very seriously, then probably this could be the end of his career, and maybe he's just not going to be the same guy anymore. But I highly doubt it though. I highly doubt it. I feel like Ryan Garcia, he's just going to start it, man. That one loss he has against Gervonta Davis, it kind of did affect him, but I feel like he's on the right track. He's very focused, and hopefully he does good against Isaac Cruz. That's my prediction. There's gonna be a KO. That's what I believe. There might be a KO at like around round 8 or 9, to be honest. I can't wait to actually see it once that time actually comes. And another major fight that's going to happen, and this is very surprising, it is Canelo versus Crawford. That fight is supposedly going to happen on September. Yep. Terrence Crawford's going to fight Canelo, and this is going to be a huge fight. This is going to be one of the biggest fights in boxing today. Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford. And this is a hard one, man. This is a really hard one to actually pick. Both are such great fighters. And they're both ranked on the pound for pound, like probably in the top 3 or top 4. They're ranked at the very top, right next to Inoue, like the Japanese fighter. But man, and also Alexander Usyk. It is very hard to predict, man. For that one, once that fight actually gets close, I will make my prediction. But as of right now, man, I can't. I can't, man. I can't actually make a prediction of who will actually win that fight. Both guys are very technical. They both have power in their hands. It's just very difficult to actually think about who might actually win. But yeah, it is actually happening around September time. Hopefully nothing really happens to any of the fighters, because that would really suck. Speaking of something happening to fighters, in the UFC, Islam Makhachev was supposed to fight this guy named Arman, but now Arman, he's not going to fight him because he got injured. So they found a replacement, and now Islam Makhachev is going to fight this guy named Moicano. I never really heard of the guy, but I seen like his statistics, and like most of his fights, to be honest, don't really last that long. This guy's probably a knockout artist, and also he submits his opponents as well. This probably might be a hard fight for Islam Makhachev. And the crazy part is, he only had about like 1 or 2 days to actually prepare against this guy, whoever he's gonna fight, Moicano. Like I said, I really am not familiar with Moicano, but I just know his statistics, and yeah, it could be a really hard fight for Islam Makhachev. Or maybe it's not going to be. And then you also have the co-main events for that UFC 311 event. Marab versus Umar Nurmagomedov. For that one, I feel like they're going to go to a decision. Both guys are actually pretty good on the ground, and we'll see it, man. For that one, I actually am going for Marab. But man, I could be so wrong. And maybe Omar might actually get a victory against Marab. For the Islam Makhachev versus Moicano fight, I feel like Islam Makhachev might actually win against him. So yeah, those are my picks for the co-main events and the main events for UFC 311. One other thing I want to speak to you about is about the Until Dawn trailer. You guys, I just mentioned to you on the last podcast, that there was going to be a trailer out very soon for Until Dawn. And what did you know? It already came out. I saw the trailer and man, I'm so surprised. I feel kind of let down, man. It just not what I was expecting for the Until Dawn franchise. They kept the window goals, but like everything has changed. But I will give this movie a shot. But damn, I did not like what I saw on the trailer. It doesn't seem like it's going to be good, but I will have to see the movie, to be honest, and find out. I will give it a shot, man. But yeah, I did not like what I saw on the trailer. It's just very different. Like I did mention to y'all that yes, it is cool to actually change the characters in the story as well, but keep the setting the same, man, how it was in the video game. Like that snowy area, it just seemed like it was the right place at the right time for this type of movie, this type of video game that they were making. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like, yeah, I won't say anything else. I'll just have to wait and see. I'll probably review the movie and I will let you know if I did like the movie or not. Oh yeah, and the last thing I saw is of Daredevil Born Again. The trailer, it has been released for the TV show, and it's actually going to come out on March 4 on Disney Plus. Man, am I so excited to actually see that show. I've seen all 3 seasons of Daredevil, the Netflix version, but now they're bringing it to Disney Plus, a new show with the same characters. I'm glad, man. I'm glad that they didn't change any actors. They kept the same Daredevil guy. They kept the same Wilson Fisk. Everybody, even the Punisher as well. They kept the same people and they did not change them at all. I'm glad, man. I'm glad that they did not change them. But yeah, this show, I feel like it's gonna be epic. Hopefully Disney doesn't really ruin it, but like I feel like it's gonna be good, man, because you can't go wrong with Daredevil. If you do go wrong with Daredevil, then something's wrong with your company. I feel like Netflix, they set the standard for this TV show, and hopefully Disney Plus actually makes it as good as it was for when it was on Netflix. One other thing that the guy who plays as Daredevil, Charlie Cox, that's his name, he mentioned that he wants to play Daredevil for as long as possible in the MCU, because supposedly there's going to be a comic book coming out very soon of Matt Murdock when he is in his 60s. So he's going to be an older man and he's still going to play the same character, which is going to be cool because he's going to age as well, and the character in the comics ages as well. So it'll be cool if he actually stays as long as possible as that a character of Matt Murdock for Charlie Cox. That would be awesome, man. And I can't wait to actually see him back on this TV show. To be honest, Daredevil is one of my top superheroes for the MCU. Not for the MCU, but all of Marvel. In my top five, to be honest. He's a pretty good character, and I just like his style of fighting. I always liked the Ben Affleck movie when I was younger, and that's why I did like the character of Daredevil. So it will be cool to actually see the Daredevil character continue on this TV show. I cannot wait, man. It's gonna be epic, hopefully. But and yeah, guys, that is it for this podcast. Hey, thank you so much for listening. If you guys did made it this far, be sure to follow this podcast on whichever platform you are listening to it. If you are listening to it on Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, make sure to follow it. And also recommend this podcast to a friend or neighbor that actually likes listening to stuff about combat sports, horror stuff, and anything pop culture related. Maybe they will enjoy this podcast as much as you do. And yeah, guys, that is it. Take care and live to the fullest. Bye.